President Nixon's administration was aware of global warming as early as 1969. Documents from the National Security Archive show that high-level officials discussed the carbon dioxide problem, including a memo from Daniel Patrick Moynihan to an advisor warning of the issue. Further evidence shows that other science advisors and officials within the administration recognized the potential for climate change and even recommended international monitoring, though action was not fully implemented. Daniel Patrick Moynihan's memo, in a September 1969 memo, Nixon's executive secretary of the Council of Urban Affairs, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, wrote to John Ehrlichman, stating that increased levels of CO2 in the atmosphere were a problem that could have significant impacts. Nixon's science advisors, in December 1971, Nixon's science advisors recommended an international network to monitor climate trends and human impact on it, according to Wikipedia. Other officials' other officials also acknowledged the issue. In 1974, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger warned world leaders about the potential for climatic changes and urged international scientific investigation. Environmental action, despite these warnings, Nixon's administration did take some environmental steps, such as signing the Clean Air Act in 1970 and establishing the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, in 1970, which was charged with enforcing federal environmental policy. Richard Nixon took significant steps on environmental protection, including establishing the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and signing landmark legislation like the Clean Air Act and Endangered Species Act. His administration also recognized the threat of climate change, with advisors proposing a global carbon dioxide monitoring system in 1969, though this ambitious plan was never fully implemented. While his actions on specific environmental issues were sometimes inconsistent, his administration created the framework for much of modern environmental policy. Established key environmental agencies and laws, Nixon signed legislation creating the EPA and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Signed major environmental acts. He signed the National Environmental Policy Act, 1970, the Clean Air Act, 1970, the Endangered Species Act, 1973, and the Marine Mammal Protection Act, 1972. Recognized climate change risks in 1969, Nixon's science advisors recommended a global system for monitoring carbon dioxide, acknowledging its potential to cause sea level rise and other climate impacts. Inconsistent policy decisions. Despite his environmental achievements, Nixon's record included some contradictory actions, such as supporting the Everglades jetport and vetoing the 1972 Clean Water Act. Political context. Many of Nixon's environmental actions were taken in response to a growing public demand for environmental protection, which had become a powerful political force.